I'm Trueax, and this is going to be discussion on the novels on predictability and unpredictability. Readers basically say that they want something that surprises them. You know, it can't be what I already saw 5 other times, maybe 500 other times. I want something different, but I want it to also be something familiar. So it's the writer is left with this kind of dilemma. How do I make something that is just like that they're expecting, doesn't leave out an element of the book that they really wanted, but at the same time surprises them? And I think about this in terms of our own lives, how we are not predictable in all ways. We don't always know everything that's going to come, but it has to come out of us. It can't be something that just is totally, well, it could. I mean, you could have a plane right now. I could have a plane crash out of the sky. That would be totally unpredictable. But basically, most of what happens in my life, even though it might be a surprise, for instance, the foxes. We had a fox family move underneath our porch. That's a surprise. That was unpredictable. But on the other hand, it wasn't totally unexpected if you think that we live in the country. And once I researched fox behavior after this happened, they do this. This is something they do. So it's like, that's what I think our books have to do. They have to be both what we're expecting out of these characters, so that they aren't going to just do something that's totally crazy after you have spent an entire book getting them to this one point, and now suddenly they do something which you just, as a reader, you're going, give me a break. There's no way that would happen. And I think of how this works with music. In music, you have the music that's flowing along and it feels really great, and then suddenly something comes into it that is totally unexpected, and you just go, whoa, that was a surprise. But it fit everything else. It wasn't something that came in which sounded like it belonged in Beethoven when you've been listening to Bruce Springsteen. It fit. And the same thing is true with food, quality food. You bring these ingredients together, and if you don't have these little surprises in the recipe, things that give you some taste that you didn't expect, the food isn't as exciting to you. And I think this is what we're aiming at with these books. We're trying to give people this wonderful ravioli, but with maybe a little flavor that they weren't expecting. And I think that this is the way life is. It's kind of like we have this sort of thing. What it can't be, I think, is something that comes from out of nowhere, in terms of that you're trying to foist off as something this character would have done after months of being one way. Suddenly you're putting in something else just to make it be unpredictable. It has to be, maybe it's unpredictable, but it's got to be something that could come out of these characters and their situation, other than, of course, the plane that comes out of the sky.